Is your AI agent safe? 10 questions, decide. By the end of this video, you will have all 10 plus one more, answer them, and you will know exactly where your setup stands. In my last video, I told you the new MCP rules ship on July 28th. That day came and went. The specification is final. It fixes only half of the story. This video is about the other half, security. If we are meeting for the first time, I'm Fred Nomajanov, EPM Solution Architect and Oracle Ace Pro. This is part 2 of my security field guide for finance leaders. Part 1 came out in April. The link is below. So let's start. Quick context first. What happened since part 1? 3 things. 1, the MCP specification went final on July 28. I walked through the changes in my last video. The handshake goes away, requests become complete on their own, and logins get stronger. Number 2, a feature called Enterprise Managed Authorization went stable in June. Single company login for AI connections. We'll spend real time on it today because it changes how finance teams roll agents out. And 3, this is a big one. MCP security left the lab. In May, the NSA, yes, that NSA published security guidance for AI systems built on MCP. In June, Microsoft published a full report on the state of MCP security. Security researchers now publish new findings about MCP servers almost every week. When institutions of that size start writing guidance, AI agents on business data have become a normal business subject, which means finance leaders need a working view of the risks, not a technical one. And this is what this video is for. Here is the sentence I want you to keep from this whole video. Microsoft wrote in their own report, and I agree with every word, the protocol deliberately doesn't enforce security for you. And I will say it one more time slowly. The protocol deliberately doesn't enforce security for you. The people who helped build this standard are telling you where the responsibility sits. The new rules make connecting safer, stronger login standards, better token handling. Good changes built by people who take this seriously. But what the agent can see and do once it is connected, that was never the protocol's job. That is your security design job. And here is the picture I want you to hold for the rest of this video. Think of your EPM environment as a building. The new specification build a stronger front door, which rooms each person may enter. The front door never decides that. The floor plan does. And in EPM, the floor plan is your security design. It was your job before July 28, and it's still your job today. The specification moved, the responsibility did not. I hope that makes sense. In part 1, I gave you 4 risks. Let's score them against the new specification one by one. Here is what the new rules changed and what they did not. Risk 1, credentials and tokens get exposed. This one got better. The new rules align tightly with OAuth, the login standard, the rest of your business software already uses, and tokens are now tied to the server that issued them. That blocks a known trick where bad server passes your credentials somewhere they should not go. A clear step forward and credit to people behind it. Risk 2, the agent's login has more access than it should. Nothing changed, nothing will. The specification cannot see your EPM security model. It doesn't know what an approval unit is. If the login behind your agent can open workforce data, your agent can open workforce data. The risk is entirely yours to manage. Remember this one, the 10 questions live here. Risk 3, flows inside MCP servers themselves. This one is mixed. The protocol level got cleaner, but one security researcher following this closely put it well. The critical boundaries now depend entirely on how each developer implements them. And most MCP servers are small open source projects, like the one I shared before. Know whose code you run, pin your versions, nothing should update itself quietly while you sleep. Risk 4, Prompt injection. That is when text from outside tricks the engine into doing something nobody asked for. This one is unchanged and still takes a specific setup to happen. This attack needs three things in one place: sensitive data, the ability to act, and untrusted content from outside. Remove one leg and the attack has nothing to stand on. The scorecard reads one risk improved, one held at the edge, two untouched. The two untouched ones are the two that live inside the walls. Now, the UPs, Enterprise Managed Authorization, stable since June. Let me walk you through what it actually does. Until now, if 20 planners wanted to use the agent, that meant 20 separate setups and 20 separate conversations with AT. Nobody enjoyed that. Most rollouts stalled right there. With the new feature, IT approves the MCP server once. In the company identity system, think Okta or Microsoft Entra. The same sign-in that already sits behind your email and your EPM login. After that, every approved person connects with the badge they already carry. The login they already use every morning, no new accounts, no separate setups, one badge system for the whole building. Who is on board? Okta supports it already. On the tool side, Cloud and Visual Studio Code and business tools like Atlassian, Figma, Linear, or Asana are adopting it too. This is becoming the normal way companies approve AI connections. For a finance team, this gives you two things. One, rollout stops being painful. One approval instead of 20. Two, you get clean record of who connected to what. Auditors will like that. Now, the limit, the badge, gets you through the front door. It says nothing about which rooms you may enter once you are inside. That is the floor plan. In EPM, that is still your dimension security, your access group, your approval unit, the same design work as always. Approval just got easier, so access design just got more important. If your EPM security is loose today, easier connections make that problem bigger, not smaller. Now, the practical part, the readiness check, 10 questions. Think of it as walking your own building floor by floor. There is an interactive version on my site that I really like. Basically, these questions are broken down into different segments. First is identity. Does the agent run as the person asking or as one stored account? You check mark, you'll see this progress bar. Also at the end, you'll see what is your scorecard. Number two, if it is a stored account, would you give a brand new hire that same access on day one? Guess no. Number three, can you name who approved the agent's access and when? Right. Can the agent see anything that the person asking couldn't see on their own? Can the agent reach workforce data, compensation, or unreleased numbers? Do you know every MCP server connected to your environment today? Does your identity provider support the new enterprise approval feature? Do you know where your server codes come from and all the versions pinned? If an agent changed a number last Tuesday, could you find out who asked, what ran, and what it touched? And try it with real example here. When the agent does something unexpected, who gets the call? So someone should own the MCP server, right? And you can see if you get 10 out of 10, then you're ready to scale. However, there is one very, very important item that I would like to cover. But before I get there, one more thing, and we briefly discussed this in part one, the audit trail. As you know, every agent action in finance system should be able to answer three questions. Who asked, what ran, what did it touch? Call it the visitor log of the building. The new enterprise login writes the first page. Who entered? Oracle EPM writes the last page. What changed inside the application? The middle of the log tying a specific request to a specific action, that is where most setups have a gap today. closing that gap properly for a real company with your systems and your close processes is a design work. I will not pretend that it fits in this video. But once you know 3 questions, you know what to ask for. And now, one last part that I said, it's very important. Your user security can be perfect. The batch system can be perfect. Every answer on the checklist can be yes. And one question is still open. When the agent reads your data, where does the reading happen? The agent doesn't read your reports inside EPM. It carries the pages out of the building to the AI tool behind it. And that tool runs on servers that belong to someone. Ask plainly which company reads our pages, in which country, what do they keep, and for how long. If nobody in the room can answer, that is the finding. And let me be straight about my own setup. With the open source server, from April videos, the pages are read by AI tool you connect to. For one user on their own laptop with their own credentials and a policy their company accepted. That can be a reasonable, understood trade. But for finance team at scale, many organizations will answer, our numbers do not leave our walls. And that is a fair answer. There is a design for that answer. Keep the reading room inside the building. The AI runs in your own environment, on infrastructure your company controls, and the data never has to leave. Setting that up for a real company with your systems and your security model is a design work, and that is the work I do with clients. So, where does this leave us? The specification is final, the front door is stronger than it has ever been. The floor plan, what an agent may see and do inside, sits exactly where it always sat, with your security design, and you now know the question, where are the pages read? The teams that get this right will not be the ones with the cleverest agents. They will be the ones with the clearest answers to these questions. Everything from this video is written out on my website with the interactive checklist. Link below. All right, and next Tuesday we catch up on Oracle. Everything that shipped in the May, June, July updates that still matters in one video, including the new AI features. The monthly updates are back on a rhyme after that. If this video helped, subscribe. I publish every Tuesday, and tell me in the comments which one of the 10 questions was the hardest to answer. I read everything. Thank you for watching. See you next Tuesday.